What if one of the most famous structures on Earth is still hiding secrets in plain sight? For more than 4,500 years, the Great Pyramid of Giza has stood on the edge of the Egyptian desert, dominating the horizon with silent authority. It is the oldest of the 7 wonders of the ancient world and the only one still standing today. Millions of visitors have stood before it in awe, and generations of historians have studied every visible stone. And yet, despite centuries of research, the pyramid continues to inspire one powerful question: did we truly understand how it was built? According to mainstream Egyptology, the Great Pyramid of Giza was constructed around 2560 BCE during the reign of Pharaoh Khufu. It was designed as a royal tomb, part of a massive funerary complex on the Giza Plateau, intended to guarantee the king's safe passage into the afterlife. When it was first completed, the structure stood approximately 146 meters tall, its smooth white limestone casing stones reflecting the desert sun so brightly that it could reportedly be seen from miles away. The pyramid was built using roughly 2.3 million blocks of limestone and granite, with most stones weighing between 2 and 15 tons. Some of the granite beams inside the king's chamber weigh significantly more. Modern archaeological discoveries paint a detailed picture of the construction effort. Excavations have uncovered workers' villages, complete with bakeries, sleeping quarters, and medical facilities. Archaeologists have found copper chisels, stone hammers, and quarry marks that match the pyramid's blocks. Perhaps most convincingly, written records discovered near the Red Sea described labor crews transporting limestone by boat along the Nile, specifically for Khufu's pyramid project. Taken together, this evidence strongly supports the conclusion that the pyramid was built by large teams of highly organized human workers. But for many people, the official explanation still feels incomplete. The scale of the Great Pyramid is so enormous and its precision so impressive that alternative theories have flourished for decades. Among these, the most famous by far is the alien intervention hypothesis. Supporters of this theory argue that ancient Egyptians simply did not possess the technology required to build something so mathematically precise and physically massive. They point to the near-perfect alignment of the pyramid with the cardinal directions, an accuracy that deviates by only a fraction of a degree. They highlight the enormous weight of the stone blocks and the logistical challenge of moving millions of tons of material without modern machinery. To them, the simplest explanation is that extraterrestrial visitors provided advanced knowledge or direct assistance. This idea gained massive popularity in the 20th century and continues to circulate widely across documentaries, books, and social media. However, when researchers examine the physical evidence on the ground, a very different story emerges. Archaeologists have identified multiple ancient quarry sites located close to the Giza Plateau, indicating that most building material did not need to be transported over long distances. Evidence of large ramp systems has been discovered at several pyramid construction sites throughout Egypt, suggesting practical methods for raising heavy stones. Experimental archaeology projects have repeatedly demonstrated that teams of workers using wooden sledges, ropes, and carefully wetted sand can move multi-ton blocks with surprising efficiency. None of this requires alien technology, only organization, manpower, and time. Another widely discussed theory takes the mystery in a completely different direction. Rather than focusing on extraterrestrials, some researchers have suggested that the Great Pyramid was actually designed as a giant ancient energy generator. According to this hypothesis, the pyramid's geometric shape was intentionally engineered to concentrate natural energy fields. Supporters often point to the granite used inside the king's chamber, noting that granite contains quartz crystals capable of producing small electrical charges under pressure, a phenomenon known as the piezoelectric effect.
Others claim the pyramid's position on the Giza plateau may have allowed it to interact with underground water flows or electromagnetic properties of the Earth itself. The concept is certainly imaginative, and it has attracted a devoted following. However, when scientists have tested these claims using modern instruments, they have found no credible evidence that the Great Pyramid ever functioned as an energy-producing device. Measurements inside the structure show no unusual electromagnetic behavior beyond normal environmental readings. The internal architecture closely resembles other royal tomb complexes from ancient Egypt, reinforcing the traditional interpretation of the pyramid's purpose. While the energy theory remains popular in speculative circles, it has not gained acceptance among mainstream researchers. Yet, the alternative theories continue. Some writers and independent researchers propose an even more dramatic possibility, that the pyramids were built by a lost, advanced human civilization that existed long before the rise of dynastic Egypt. According to this view, human history may be far older and technologically more sophisticated than currently believed. Proponents often highlight the extremely tight stone joints within the pyramid, the sophisticated mathematical ratios embedded in its dimensions, and the apparent astronomical alignments of the Giza complex. Figures such as Graham Hancock have helped popularize the broader idea that ancient human knowledge may have been partially lost due to catastrophic events in deep prehistory. However, the archaeological record around the Great Pyramid of Giza presents a continuous developmental timeline rather than evidence of sudden advanced intervention. Earlier Egyptian pyramids, including step pyramids and partially failed constructions, clearly show experimentation and gradual improvement in engineering methods over generations. Tool marks, construction errors, and design changes all point toward a process of human learning and refinement. In other words, pyramid construction appears to have evolved step by step through human innovation rather than appearing fully formed from a vanished super-civilization. Even so, dismissing every mystery would be a mistake. Despite the lack of solid evidence supporting most conspiracy theories, the Great Pyramid still contains genuine unanswered questions that continue to intrigue scientists today. In 2017, researchers using a sophisticated technique called muon tomography detected a large previously unknown void hidden deep within the pyramid structure. This discovery surprised many experts because the space had remained invisible to earlier exploration methods. The exact purpose of this void is still unknown, and research is ongoing. Additionally, while ramp systems provide a plausible explanation for moving many of the stones, historians still debate the precise techniques used to position the heaviest granite beams high within the structure. Several narrow internal shafts remain somewhat mysterious in their exact symbolic or functional purpose. These open questions remind us that even well-studied ancient monuments can remain elements of uncertainty. In the end, the Great Pyramid of Giza doesn't need aliens, lost civilizations, or ancient power plants to be extraordinary. What makes it truly remarkable is that it was almost certainly built by human beings working with relatively simple tools but extraordinary organization and determination. It stands as one of the greatest engineering achievements in human history, a monument not only to a powerful pharaoh, but to the collective effort of thousands of skilled workers whose names are mostly lost to time. After more than 4.5 millennia beneath the Egyptian sun, the pyramid still commands attention, still inspires debate, and still reminds us how much there is left to learn about the ancient world. The real mystery may not be who built the Great Pyramid, but how human ingenuity, patience, and coordination made something so breathtaking possible. If you enjoy deep dives into ancient mysteries and forgotten history, subscribe to Past in Minutes for more stories that challenge what we think we know about the past.